Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid. We are hopping back into our game with Sceleria. And it's turn 23. Still on about turn 45 in real time. I've been having a bit of a recording bonanza where I get caught up. I'll be releasing these on a schedule, but anyway, I've spent like several hours over the past couple days just cranking out these videos. My voice is a little hosed up. Okay, so we found a magic site here. This is, what, turn 23? An enchanted tomb and a gallows. This is a death 1 site. I think a gallows might be a death 2. No, it's death 1. Okay, so 2 death gems. That's actually really good. Now is the time in the game where we really need death gems. We need death gems to get our kings out, and we're going to need a lot of kings to fight Yes. So Agartha is attacking underwater. He's got his big dude. This is one of the Agarthan heroes. You only get one of them, and they're super freaking awesome. He's got a quickness bless now. He's got earth and water. So he can drop Temper Flesh and then go to town. Or Liquid Body, which I think also gives affliction resistance. But yeah, this guy's basically a huge badass with 25 protection. Once you put armor on him, he's basically impossible to kill with weapons. Except the Smasher, but yeah, he's probably going to take that pretty handily. Looks like we're inflicting a little attrition, which I don't exactly mind. I think we only probably killed like, what, 2 or 3 there? Oh, we got 6 pale ones. That's nothing. That's fine. He's probably going to be an ally going forward, so I don't really want to kill his stuff. It looks like Yis is attacking Man, so Yis is kind of spiraling out of control, which... he's got these guys who are such good raiders. While there are certainly counters to them, like Mind Hunt and other things, yeah, it doesn't seem Man has any of those right now. So with a few Yizian raiders, we can see he's already eaten pretty well into Man's territory and can get even more. So he's growing really, really big. So I'm kind of thinking now, like, okay, we're definitely going to attack Yis. Okay, so I sent a message to Man, hey, I'm going to help versus Yis in about 3 turns. I have to end my nap with him. I'll let him know this turn so that you might take back some... So that might take some pressure off you. Also, while I don't intend to attack you, if it's clear you're dead and not coming back, I might try to snag some land from you before Yis takes it. And then I sent a message to Yis. Yo, dude, you're getting too big. I think I need to call an end to our nap. So that being said, I guess we go back to our default diplomatic relations 3 turns after you get this. And that's basically that. So I did make a nap with Yes, but I am ending the nap, which is the honorable way to go about doing war. And yeah, we took this. Did we even watch this battle? So your skeletons aren't that good underwater. I haven't really talked about it, but because they're poor amphibians, they get a pretty big hit, -3 to defense and -3 to attack. And then their armor can rust when they're hit too. So it's they kind of suck underwater, but if you bring enough of them, there are very few problems in Dominions, which copious amounts of undead cannot solve. We got a Lodestone Amulet too, which is a 2 magic resistance item off of one of them. So we're going to combine, because we took a fair amount of losses, we're going to combine our troops, and then we're going to send one of our Mound Kings back. And we're going to be getting ready basically to fight Yes. The only kind of hesitancy about fighting him is I don't have a fort here, so he will be able to raid this. I do want to get this forted too. I'm really cautious about forting this stuff up while I will be potentially at war with Yes, because he's got such good raiding capability. And fighting a nation that's really good at raiding, if you are a nation, which there's not many of, that really like to totally fort up like this, which is what I've been doing, like I'm going to be basically putting forts in every province, that is one of the best counters to raiding. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. Oh, I think we had an assassination attempt here. So I'm trying to assassinate this guy. Wait, okay. And it looks like we got him. It was a little Machakan captain. Okay, success. Any events? Okay, another bad event. Another bad event. It's like I only get bad events. It's kind of ridiculous. Kind of ridiculous. It's like I took Misfortune 3 this game. Anything else of note? Not really. Basically, because I also have firm borders here, I'm going to be concentrating most of my fort activity in the next few turns in this area. So I'm going to fort this probably next turn. This got forted last turn, and I think I'm forting that. Oh, that got forted last turn too. So these are under construction. Once all this is forted up, you know, Yis can't really attack me, and we're going to be creating huge amounts of undead and probably shipping them up in this direction to fight Yis. It's kind of the plan. You can see we have a pretty damn big contingent here of reanimators. If you count them, that's 8, 16, and then 19. That's 19, and they each make 3 a month. So it's like 60 undead a month coming here, and then almost the same that can come from these other sites. So we're probably getting around like 200-ish a month, maybe more. No, we're probably getting like 300 a month now of undead. Let's take a look at our score graphs real quick. It's been a while since we've looked at those. So provinces, you can see initial expansion we did pretty well. This was about 2 provinces a turn. Whoop. Right, and then we've plateaued off, and this is basically just a little bit of the contesting for that lake. Forts, though, you can see just an amazing increase in forts. Income, this is about where my expansion ended, and the income growth basically kind of slowed down, but you can see it's been going up a lot for 2 reasons. One is we've been putting forts up, and so we're probably a good 30% up from where we were with when we stopped expansion, and that's from forts and then also from growth scales. So, and then his unrest has also kind of gone down. So we've had pretty good income growth even though we stopped growing. And we'll go actually look at our income after this. Gym income, you can see not super great, nothing to write home about now. Research starting to pick up, and you can see it really inflecting upwards now. Dominion starting to really grow with all these temples I've been putting up. And it's not super important to have high dominion with this nation, but it does certainly mean my good scales will be all in my provinces, which is something I want. Army size, you can see, look at this, just starting to shoot up, and this means my undead engine is going. This is where I had that war or that fight underwater with the Gartha, and it flattened out, but you can see even there it didn't really go down. Ascension points, we don't have any thrones yet, so anyway. For income, you can see, you remember before I was saying we were at 2,200, we're all the way up to 2,900. So we are climbing that income ladder. Usually you really only want to get to the fortress, not to the castle, which is this one, or the fortified city, I guess. What is it? Except in these ones, which produce a lot of income, and I do want to upgrade it for my income bonus. I'm probably going to be, yeah, like this one I'm doing the castle upgrade. And that's just to get the additional income bonus. This is my highest income province, aside from my cap, so definitely going to put the highest capital there that I can. Anything else of note? Don't think so. Nope. Basically, we're getting ready to fight Yis. That's basically it. One thing I haven't started doing that I probably will do is I've been making normal long dead. I will start making ghouls to put in my forts, like especially this one where he could potentially siege it down. I don't want him doing that, so if I put ghouls in it, those are much better at holding up fort walls. And I think that's it for this turn. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the next one, which I think is turn 24? Or is that this one? Okay, this is a new turn. Turn 24. A message from Abyssia. Yes, agreed, I'm on very good terms with Agartha. So this was in response to my message where I suggested that he, Agartha, and I basically kind of form an alliance against Marignan and Yis. He said that he's not sure they're working together, but they certainly joined together to fight Pangaea. Yeah, and Yis is attacking Man, who lost most of his army fighting Cetis, so Man is kind of in trouble. Anyway, he says that he can... Abyssi is basically ready to attack Marignan in a few turns. He has a nap 3, so he'll need to let him know. I don't know if he's actually going to tell him this turn that he's going to end his nap, but anyway. But yeah, we're trying. It would be really good. What would be perfect is if I attack Yis. If Abyssia, if Abyssia and Agartha attack Marignan, that would be perfect. Because I think I have a good shot at winning against Yis, and I would really like these two to team up, and I think together they could probably push back Marignan some. And that would leave a pretty even game state. I would actually probably be close to being the leader at that point, depending on how my battle against Yis goes. But the problem is, if we don't attack Marignan, then he's going to kind of be the biggest. And he's the biggest, and we can't really tell, but he has really good scales. So being the biggest with good scales is kind of a recipe for winning the game. Be a little careful there. Anything else of note? Oh, the sites we found. We found a battlefield in the Labyrinth of Skulls. It's a Death 1 and a Death 1, so 2 more Death Gems. Quite nice. And we tried to assassinate a sage here, so let's see how this goes. Unfortunately, the sage has a bodyguard, and he can probably do like Mind Burn or something. I don't know. Personal luck. Okay, yeah, Mind Burn, and he kills me. So that's unfortunate. I don't know if I really want to do that again. Though, because we're dumb, we're probably going to try. Okay, and then we took this final province underwater. Okay, we finally get to see a battle with Man Aeneas. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, no real sacred units, so we have a... no? Okay. That's basically it. Kind of a boring turn. We're getting ready to attack Yis. We're not doing attack orders this turn. We'll probably do attack orders next turn, but you can see we've got quite a lot of undead. We're patrolling in case he's going to send in anybody stealthy or anything like that. And yeah, we're basically getting ready. I do want to kind of take... I don't know. We're going to... I don't know exactly what our plan's going to be. We're probably going to try to attack underwater and win like a decisive big fight. And then we'll probably also try to attack him on land. I'm not totally sure like the sequence and order of all of this, but anyway, we'll sort it out. And I think that's really it. There's not too much to say. I'm going to talk about research real quick. You remember we were trying to get Enchantment 5. We're at 200 research a turn. We will have Enchantment 5 in 2 turns, which will allow us to do Skelly Spam, which will make us pretty damn terrifying on land. Thaumaturgy will be next, and then we're going to go to Enchantment 6, which will give us Rigor Mortis, which will be pretty damn good. Rigor Mortis is better when you're really using it to buff large skeleton armies than if you're going to be doing a Skelly Spam squad. But that's fine, we will definitely want to use that against Yis. Thaumaturgy, we're going to be running up because we're going to need to be... I want to be able to cast Vengeance of the Dead, which is a pretty good spell. Soul Slay is also going to be useful for my communions with dealing with Yis, because he's got super elite troops, which are kind of good. And then I think Terror... yeah, I think that's about it. Terror wouldn't be horrible to spam either, especially against Yis. I could probably get some good routes that way. Decay wouldn't be horrible either, actually. Well, actually, it's not that great. Leeching Darkness might not be bad. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely some other stuff here I can do. What's the range on Leeching Darkness? 30? Yeah, not super great. Um, yeah, so anyway, basically we're getting ready this turn. This has now also been turned into a research center. This is a research center. And yeah, basically the infrastructure here is also getting ready to come up. We are site searching with our earthen lady. We also have a water random too, which is really nice because water 2 is what's required to get up to water 4. With this you can make a bracelet, and with the bracelet you can make the water 3 armor that gives you +1 water, and so with that you get up to water 4. And then with that, there's other conjuration stuff you can get to get higher. Right? You can get a Naiad, which is something you can summon, and that's a water 3 unit, which with the other stuff gets you up to water 5, which is what you need to get Queens of Elemental Water. You can also do Sea King's Court too, but we definitely might consider doing getting a Naiad or 2. In the meantime, we can use her to site search. She also can cast Voice of Aspu, which is Conjuration 4. I don't have it yet, but it will allow me to site search water better in my own provinces, so something I want to do. This one's pretty important though, so I'm going to go ahead and move her to my cap, and she's probably going to sit there and just research or forge stuff. I don't want her to die, even though it's not very risky with her running around inside forted provinces. So, yeah, that's it. And go through, and this is going to be the end of the boring part where we are getting infrastructure up. Yeah, so we found a couple magic sites, a Glen of Verdant Greenery, and then we also found a Cave of Passing Times. This is a Nature 1 site, which is nice because we don't really have any nature income yet. So that's our first one. The first one is always good to get. And then here, Cave of Passing Times is quite nice. It's an Earth Astral. And because I got this Earth random, I do have a way to use my Earth gems now. I can either empower her later, get her up to the all-important Earth 2, or I can wait for my Pretender to come out. But definitely getting some Earth income is quite nice. So I'm up to Earth 2. I don't know where my other Earth site is, actually. Let's take a quick look. Oh, a Mineral Cave. Where's that? Right here. Okay. We tried to assassinate a Lore Master again, which did not go terribly well. Yeah, Mind Burn just kind of wrecks me. So I think that's an end to my dumb assassination attempts. Man is fighting off Yes. With some degree of success, I think, because he's casting Sleep. It doesn't appear it's working though. Okay, you can see the little sleep icon on a couple of these, so like there and there. Doesn't look like it's enough though. Horse Try were actually really good, so anyway, that doesn't work. Dead rats in the harbor. Okay, this fortress is completed. We started building the palisade here last turn, and that's basically the end of fort construction here. It looks like we have one more turn of getting ready, because I had said nap 3. If we look at it, okay, there's Yesian Druids here, which are the signal from Yes that he's probably got Movark Knights there. And he's got Druids. I don't see any, I don't know. It's hard to say. There could be Yesian Knights here also. You can see I started doing ghouls in this province so that they can't siege it down. And I'm patrolling with a pretty good army here, actually. If he tries to raid me, I don't know if this will hold up to like a big group of Yesian Knights, but this should deal with kind of smaller stuff. And I don't think it's right now. I think in Steam at this point, I'm talking with Yes, and he's basically saying, okay, if you're going to fight me... So Yes does not want to fight me. And it's because he has very little to win, because he's a nation that's very good at raiding, but very bad at breaking down forts, and I'm a nation with a lot of forts. So I'm not very vulnerable to raiding, and he can't really break through any of my forts efficiently. So basically what he said is, hey, if you fight me, Marignon's probably also going to attack me, and he's going to take all my stuff, and the Marignon problem is going to get bigger, and I'm not going to let you take all my stuff, because I'm going to pull all my stuff in and defend the ocean, and you're not going to get any of it. And yeah, basically it's going to be a bad situation, which is not going to lead to you winning. And I was like, yeah, that may be. I'm going to try it anyway. I really want to have the ocean. So we're doing some final troop logistics movements before we get ready. I do really want to find some water sites, because right now I don't have a water income, and I want a water income so I can make units to take my mages underwater, especially once I get Rigor Mortis, which will be coming up pretty damn quick. My research is really starting to arc up, and it's going to go even farther as I get more of my mage centers up and running. I'm making a Shambler skin armor here. And that's so that I can send, I have one here for this guy. He's going to go site search underwater and hopefully find a good site or two. But I do want to have one mage that can go underwater and drop anti-magic or some other things. So anyway, we're making a Shambler skin armor. We're also casting Twiceborn on some of our guys. The guys that get Twiceborn cast on them are probably going to be the ones that I send into the early wars. That way if they die, I get them back as upkeep-free white mages. And that's basically it. Next turn I'm going to attack. And I think we're going to have a ton of troops here, here, and here. We probably will want to attack this. But we'll see. I think I want to pick... The nice thing about when you have big chaff nations like this is you can threaten a lot of different fronts. And a lot of times what people will try to do to defend against that is to split up all their forces. And if he's doing that, and maybe putting PD plus some Movark Knights in all the provinces, I want to overwhelm one of them, and then hopefully kind of win the day. And then split them up and conquer them. That's kind of my plan. But anyway, we will find out how that goes in the next episode as the Elysian War will actually start. Enough of this Cold War business. But it was really important. If you're playing Yes, you will want to... I mean, not Yes, Sceleria. You are going to want to go through this kind of dormant phase where you put up infrastructure. But once that phase is through, you are very unappetizing to attack, and you have a ton of power, which we're about to demonstrate. So, thank you all for watching. See you next time.